it's Lauren. So I wanted to share a workout that doesn't involve getting down on the floor because I know not everybody is able to do that. So today, this workout involves a chair. You'll want some weights. You can have anywhere between a 1 to 3 pound weight or a can, depending on what you have available to you in your home. And otherwise, no equipment. So we'll start sitting down and we'll warm up a little bit. So we can take our arms by our sides, roll the shoulder blades up, back, down, and forward. Do that a couple of times in both directions. We'll reverse. While I'm doing this, I'm thinking about sitting up nice and tall on my sits bones. If you don't know what your sits bones are, right in the middle of your butt meat, there's a little bony bit sticking out. We want to sit on them rather than rolling back and being slouched. And I'm trying to stay connected through the base of my ribs. So when I'm moving my shoulders, I'm not letting my spine move. I'm not doing a body roll or a body wave. And then we're going to take our arms straight out from the shoulders. We're going to do some circles forward and some circles backwards. And then you're going to pick one leg up and put your ankle on your opposite knee. If this is an uncomfortable position for you, you can also hold the back of your knee with your hands. We're going to do some ankle circles. So here I'm making really big, slow circles through my ankle joint. Trying not to skip any parts. So you might notice as you do this that there are certain parts of this circle that are hard for you to move through. And we're trying to really press through those parts especially. So do it slow and pay attention. And then we'll go in the other direction. I'm also holding on to my leg so that I'm not doing big movement from my hip. I'm isolating it just to my ankle. Let's do the other side. Big, slow circles. And switch directions. And then we're going to warm up the feet a little more. So I'm going to scooch my chair back just so you can see my toes. So here, I'm sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to try to pick all of my toes up off the ground without the ball of my foot lifting up. So all through this part of my foot stays down and just my toes pick up. And then I'm going to try to put down just my big toe and lift it up. Put down just the rest of my toes, keeping my big toe up, and lift them up. And go back and forth like this a couple times. Now you might be wondering, why is picking up your toes important? But as we age, we lose balance, and having strong feet is an important part of balance. So strengthening your feet throughout your lifetime will give you better balance, better ability to connect to the floor. Now we're going to put down all of our toes sequentially, starting with the big toe down, and then trying to put down the second toe. This one's really hard for me. Ooh. All the way down to the pinky toe. And then we'll lift them up and we'll start with the pinky toe. This is my easier direction. Lift them up, big toe first, second toe to the pinky toe. Lift them all up, pinky toe to the big toe. All right, let's grab some weights. I'm going to use 3 pound weights. You can use whatever you have available or whatever feels accessible to your body today. We're going to start with our arms up, palms facing forward, press up, and come back. So we don't need to go any lower than our shoulders here. Here, I want to keep my arms in plane. So my elbows are going out to the sides as my arms press up high. I'm also trying not to pop my chest out as my arms go up. So I'm still working right here at my ribs. If that means your arms need to come a little bit forward, that's okay. And then I'm going to take my arms down to my sides, palms forward. We'll do some bicep curls. So here I'm trying to keep my elbows still, tucked in towards my sides. My arms aren't coming forward as my hands come up. And then I'm going to take my hands up to shoulder height, elbows out to my sides, and I'm going to bring my arms in and out. In and out. Trying to keep my elbows at the same height the whole time. And we'll do one more here. So I'm going to sit to the side so you can see me. I'm going to lean my upper body forward. I'm going to pull my elbows back, and I'm going to extend my arms and bend. So trying to keep my shoulders down, trying to keep my spine straight. The lower you hinge, the more work this will be, but you don't actually have to go very far. Let's do one more. And I'm going to put the weights down. I'm going to come back to sitting. I'm going to turn my chair to the side for ease of seeing. I'm sitting up on my sits bones. My hands can go behind my head. If that's challenging, you can take them across your chest. It doesn't make a difference. And we're going to, from sitting, we're going to roll back. So here I'm thinking about tucking my tail, trying to round my low back, and sitting back up. I'm sitting near the front edge of my chair as I do this. And I'm doing a big exhale as I roll off my sits bones. If I was a dog, I would be trying to tuck my tail between my legs. Now, from sitting upright, I'm going to twist. So I'm going to rotate to one side, back to the center, and to the other side. Now, as I do this, I'm paying attention to my weight sitting on the chair, and I don't want to feel myself shift to the side as I twist. My weight should stay even through my butt. Here you should be feeling these muscles on the sides of your waist working. Might feel like you're twisting your organs. I know that's a really pleasant description. And then we're going to go from side to side. So thinking about reaching up and over to tip to the side. I'm still keeping my weight even on my bottom. And I'm still trying to keep my ribs connected. One more time. So now I'm going to go back to my curl. I'm going to curl back. I'm going to lift up one leg and then the other. And just do a little march back and forth. You can sit all the way up and let your arms rest if they're getting a little tired. Mine are. I've been working out a lot recently. We're going to do that again. But this time, we're going to see if you can keep leaning back to where you can take both legs up and then put them back down. Sit all the way back up, round back, lift the other leg first. See if you can balance here without touching the back of your chair. Down, down. So now we're going to curl back and we're going to twist. So adding those two motions together, staying back in your curl, and we're going to add in the leg. So I twist and lift my knee to center, twist and lift. center, twist, and lift, center, twist, and lift, and sit all the way back up. Relax your arms. So now we're going to stand up, and we're going to stand behind the chair. Your hands can rest on the chair for balance. Feet are in kind of a narrow parallel, and I'm going to start by bending my knees and standing up. Here my knees are going forward, and my body's staying upright. It's a nice small little bend. If you did ballet, it's like a plie. As I'm bending my knees, I'm thinking about my tail dropping towards the ground, and I'm paying attention to my ribs. And then we're going to take our heels together with our toes turned out. We'll do the same motion now, allowing the knees to open out over the toes. Then we're going to step our feet out so they're a little wider than our hips. And again, bending the knees, opening wide, and standing back up. So here notice that I'm still staying really upright through my body. I'm not leaning over my chair as my knees bend. Let's do two more. So now bring my feet back to parallel. I'm going to lift up onto my toes and come down. So here I'm trying to keep my weight on my big toe and the ball of my foot. You should pay attention to whether or not your feet roll out like this with your ankles falling apart from each other, or if you're able to stay with your toes right under your ankles. So that's our goal, just up and down like that. And then we're going to go into our turn out again and keep the heels touching as you lift up onto your toes. Another important part of balance is strong ankles and calves. So these are helping to strengthen our ankles and calves. We're going to go back to parallel, and now we're going to alternate. So up on one toe and switch and switch. So here it's kind of like a running in place sort of motion. Pay attention to your hips. Notice that my hip bones are staying level as I do this. If you feel like you're doing this, think about reaching your knee forward, like your knee's trying to touch the wall in front of you, and see if that helps level out your pelvis. All right. So we're going to turn back to face the chair, or maybe you're still facing the chair. But we're going to work on our balance a little bit more. So starting with my feet in a narrow parallel, I'm going to lift one foot up. And the leg that's still on the ground, I'm going to think about squeezing my butt on that leg and trying to keep my weight on my heel. See if you can take your arms off and hold. And we'll come to the other side. You can think about pressing that foot down into the ground. Bring the other leg up, squeeze your bottom. Notice if you had to really shift your hip out to the side. See if you can press it back in. And balance. And we'll do one more on each side. Push your foot down. Lift the knee up. If you need to keep your fingers on the chair, that's okay. See if you can just go to fingertips. And one more time on the other leg. All right. So now I'm going to hold on to the back of the chair, and I'm going to lift one leg up and and let my body lean forward. Here, I want my hip bones pointing to the floor, and this foot is trying to touch the wall behind me. I stand up. I'll do the other side. My hands are on the chair for balance, but I'm trying not to put all of my weight into my hands. So as much weight on your standing foot as you can, hip bones pointing down. We'll do 4 more on each side. Reach your foot towards the wall. I'm still trying to stay connected through my belly, and I should feel my butt on my lifting leg. 1 more on each side. And then we're going to go into a plank. So hands on the back of the chair. I'm going to walk my feet back, and here I want to put as much weight into my hands as I can. I'm really trying to draw my belly button up towards my rib cage. My butt is really on. I'm pushing my hands into the chair, trying to pull my shoulders down away from the ears. And I'm going to hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do that 1 more time. Roll your shoulders out, and we'll step back. No, shoulders rolling down, hands pushing into the chair. I'm trying to pull my pubic bone towards my ribs. I'm squeezing my glutes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One last thing, and then we'll be finished. We're going to do some squats. So we're going to do our squats standing in front of the chair. We want our feet about shoulder distance apart with a little bit of turnout. You can clasp your hands, reach them out, hands on the hips, whatever feels good for your body. I'm going to clasp them, and I'm going to reach my hips back and sit. And then I'm going to push my feet down to stand back up. Now, if I can reach back and just tap without needing to put my weight all the way down on the chair, great. If you need to sit on the chair, sit on the chair. But you're trying to stand up by pushing down through the legs instead of using our hands to push us up, or instead of needing to swing your body way forward. So we want to feel the backs of the legs working while we stand. And again, if you can just tap rather than sit all the way, that's great. If even that is too much for you, you can do this squats holding the back of the chair. We're going to have that same shoulder distance apart, a little bit of turnout, and now you're going to reach your hips back like you're sitting and stand up. And you can use the back of the chair to give you that little bit of push into with your arms if that's what you need. However, if you're using the chair, I still want you to imagine there's another chair behind you. Maybe put another chair behind you, because we're reaching our hips back, not letting our knees bend forward. So big reach back, belly stays tight, heels drive down. Let's do 2 more. All right. So if you want to increase the intensity of this workout, you can do it twice. If you have any questions, please comment, send me a message. I'm here for you. Thanks for watching.